You just can't seem to follow the rules.
She kept chasing me. That's it. And then she went to talking about calling the police and all that. That's she control thing she's trying to do. That's it.
I don't care what it is. You have got all of these charges.
I understand.
You just need to just stop blaming them.
All right, guys. Today we've got a fiery court hearing featuring Judge Simpson and a defendant who just can't seem to follow the law. This guy's back in court for tampering with his tether device and, get this, meeting up with the same woman he was previously charged with domestic violence against. Judge Simpson doesn't hold back and absolutely goes off on him for ignoring court orders. If you're out on bond or probation, messing with your tether is basically asking to be thrown back in jail. And this guy came in full of excuses. So yeah, this one's going to be a wild ride. Let me know in the comments what you think of this court hearing as we jump into the video. Let's watch Judge Simpson bring the hammer down on this guy. Let's go.
Thank you, Mr. Burgess.
And Your Honor, I believe he's been arraigned. Well, obviously he's been arraigned. The PE is scheduled for tomorrow morning. I believe.
On the one case, I have a new case. However,
I was unaware there were new charges, Judge. But I don't know if this court's prepared to arraign my client.
I am.
Okay.
And I don't know. You're going to stand in for the purposes of the arraignment.
I'll be filing an appearance, Your Honor. I was unaware, but the charge, I would have filed one already.
It's a charge of interfering with electronic communication device, the 2-year felony, and then also domestic violence, second offense, a 1-year misdemeanor.
Yes, Your Honor. As it relates to both those charges, waive any further reading of the warrant. Stand mute to both those charges.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. I'll set a probable cause conference in that case for, I need a DV bond form, please. For November 14th, 2024 at 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. As to bond in that case, you want to say?
Yes, Your Honor. Obviously, Mr. Carter's here on his own voluntarily this morning or this afternoon. And obviously the court knows his history of appearance in front of this court. Your Honor, he just got a new job. He was, unfortunately, he lost his other job due to this incident, but he just got a new job that he'll probably lose if he's in custody. Judge, it does appear that the complaining witness in both these cases is the same person who has actually reached out to me before, Your Honor's indicated her, I believe, unlikeliness of appearance in the case. I don't think she wants to proceed with the case, but that's my understanding anyway. People might have a different position, Judge, but she's reached out to me independently and indicated that she does not want to proceed with those charges. But be that as may, Your Honor, I don't believe my client's a flight risk, and he's on tether. What's that? He's still on a tether, Your Honor. He did post a significant bond in the last case. Understand these are new serious charges, Judge, but I'm asking the court to consider a nominal 10% bond, if not a personal bond.
I get that the lawyer's doing everything he can, but let's be honest. This guy completely buried himself. He didn't just ignore the judge's warning. He practically walked out of court, looked the law dead in the face, and said, "Nah, I'm good." He blatantly violated the judge's orders, the same judge who already told him to stay in his lane. That's like backtalking your mom and then immediately breaking something right in front of her. You're basically begging for consequences. Now he's standing there, looking confused like he didn't see this coming. But don't worry, Judge Simpson is about to deliver the wake-up call of his life, and something tells me it's not going to be gentle. If this guy thought he could just waltz back in and talk his way out of it, he's in for a painful reality check. Judges don't forget. And at this point, he might as well start getting comfortable because it's looking real unlikely he's walking out of this courtroom a free man.
I have some advantage because I do have the police report for the newest case. Mr. Burgess does not, but I will indicate to the court a few things. First of all, this court arraigned defendant on not his newest felony that he was just arraigned on, but the one that's set for preliminary examination tomorrow on October 7th. At that time, the defendant was ordered not to have contact with the victim, Jennifer Matlock. The new date of offense for the newest case that we're here for today that the defendant is alleged to have committed is October the 20th. Later, and I will tell the court after review of the police report, the person representing themselves to be the defendant, they have contact with the police officer and admitted to having contact with the victim. Denied the assaultive behavior, but did admit to having contact with her. Now, because the defendant, because the police officer was speaking with the defendant face to face, I cannot say with absolute certainty that it was the defendant. However, the police officer did a very good job in their report of detailing how he came into contact with that person, that this person called him back, represented themselves to be the defendant, and said that he would turn himself in for the bond violation. I don't have a record that actually happened. So, Your Honor, in any case, this is somebody that was on the scope of probation, on bond for a felony, and now has picked up another new felony. So I am asking the court to follow probation's recommendation about the probation and sentence the defendant to serve balance at this time. And in bond in this case, we're assessing for $100,000 for the new felony.
Court will order as a condition of the bond that there's to be no possession of any alcohol, illegal drugs, or any recreational marijuana. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with you in that regard. I ordered you on the 7th not to have contact with this person. And then lo and behold, we end up with this case occurring less than 2 weeks later. And tried to give you every benefit, and I understand they're only allegations, but try to give you the darn benefit of the doubt regarding everything, because of at least the way that you conducted yourself in regards, particularly regarding being a flight risk. But you just can't seem to follow the rules.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Judge. Judge, the incident on the 20th, based on conversations I've had with my client as well as the complainant in this case, the complainant approached my client, asked for a phone back he had purchased, but it was in her name, which he returned to her. That was the basis of the contact. That's our understanding of it, Judge. So I wouldn't. But...
Right. But the thing is,
I know.
He needs to be turning around and running in another direction. He shouldn't even be having a conversation, shouldn't be doing anything.
I agree.
Whatsoever. I don't think it's at all unclear as to anything that this court has said to you regarding what you need to do. And you need to just follow the rules. I gave you a break the last time that you came in. Even after that, let you go. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, this is about to be good. Let me get this straight. This guy has a restraining order against this woman, right? The last time he was in court, the judge told him to stay away from her. Far away. Like, don't even breathe the same air as her, levels of distance. And now, he gets caught meeting up with her, and he actually thinks he can explain his way out of it? Yeah, this is about to get real interesting. Because whatever excuse he's about to drop is guaranteed to be next-level ridiculous. There is no version of this where he doesn't sound guilty. But I'm here for the show because I just can't wait to hear what he comes up with. At this point, he might as well say he was kidnapped and accidentally ended up there because, you know, Judge Simpson is about to roast him for this. Let me know in the comments what you think of the excuse he's about to give, and brace yourselves because it's about to be a full-on brain cell massacre.
She put up on me. I was in the room playing my game, and she came in the room. And
then you get up and leave.
Tried to leave. She kept chasing me. That's it. And then she went to talk about calling the police and all that. She's chasing me. She's chasing me. She's chasing me. I hopped in my car, and that's when I pulled off.
Well, maybe that's all going to come out, Mr.
I
Carter. Maybe that's all going to come out. I let you out the last time. Should have, of all rights, locked you up on that date. Didn't do it. Gave you the benefit of the doubt because of the time that you came back after you were inadvertently released by the jail. And then what happens? You get that other case set for exam. Then what ends up happening? I get here and you've got another case.
It's control thing she's trying to do. That's it.
I don't care what it is.
I
You have got all of these charges.
understand. I take
And you're the one under the jurisdiction of the court. So however you got to figure it out, you need to figure it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Defendant's bond on that case would be set in the amount of $100,000 cash surety. On his other matter, anything you want to say before I post sentence on that case?
I want to say, I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest to do right. I tried my hardest to stay away from women that want to see me in jail rather than see me elevate myself. So, I mean, I understand. You understand it. When I get out this situation this time, I'm gonna be by myself. I just know
You know what you ought to do, Mr. Carter, and I don't mean to interrupt you. You have the right to allocute, but I'm just going to tell you something. You ought to quit blaming them. You just need to just stop blaming them and thinking that they're the ones that stop you from going anywhere. Because, young man, that is not the case.
Yes, sir.
You are smart enough. You can do whatever you want to do. You can stay away from whoever you want to stay away from. The problem is, quite frankly, you're just being stupid. You're just playing games. And this is what happens. You end up in jail on $100,000 cash bond, and you're about to go now.
I understand. I'll take full responsibility. I appreciate it.
Anything else you want to tell the court?
Oh, sir.
And Judge, I don't know if it would have any impact on the court one way or the other, but I don't know if the court wants to wait to see the disposition of those cases or if you're just going to follow the recommendation.
I'm not gonna wait. If there becomes a certain disposition regarding those cases, certainly I'll take that into consideration in modifying his sentence on the case, but I'm not gonna do that at this point in time. I keep giving him breaks, keep doing everything, and he keeps just coming back to this court, disappointing this court and ending up with more charges, just time and time and time again. And so in that respect, I'm done. I'm gonna revoke the defendant's probation. He is to complete the in-jail on farm program while he's incarcerated. I'm going to waive all remaining terms except the financial obligations on this case, discharge the defendant from probation without improvement. I will sentence the defendant to 365 days in jail, credit 162 days served. Defendant is to serve the balance.
Your Honor, the court ordered the Don Farm program. Probation also requested the DV program. So if you just requested DV, court want the defendant to perform both or just one or the other?
I should have said in-jail DV program. Is what I meant to say. Thank you. Defendant's remanded.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why you always follow the law. Look, I totally get messing up, making a bad decision, and realizing later, wow, that was dumb. But this wasn't a mistake. This dude walked right back out and did the exact same thing he was just warned about. That's not a slip-up. That's a pattern. At this point, it's who he is. And yeah, he made it pretty clear he doesn't care about the law at all. Honestly, jail might be the only thing that actually keeps him from running straight back into another courtroom. But can we talk about Judge Simpson for a second? Because he does not play around with this kind of nonsense. And honestly, it's kind of refreshing. You could see the frustration on his face, like he's just so done with repeat offenders wasting his time. And I don't blame him one bit. Judges hear excuses all day long. At some point, they probably know within 5 seconds if someone's full of it. And in most states, violating a restraining order is a serious criminal offense, one that can land you in jail for real. So when someone stands there pretending like they accidentally broke the law, the judge is just thinking, yeah, okay, tell it to your cellmate. It was crystal clear Judge Simpson wasn't buying a single word of that weak explanation, and honestly, I respect him for that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this wild court hearing. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post content like this every single day, so stay tuned. Appreciate you guys for watching. Seriously, thank you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.